Alright, so some of you already know what this is. I've been waiting, I've been itching to unbox this with you. It came in yesterday. Yeah, normally you guys see me from that angle right there. That's my desk / gaming setup. My wife is using the office, that's why I'm in here. I just can't wait any longer to unbox this with you. I honestly have no clue what to expect, okay? I just know this package was super heavy. Hopefully it's not as big as this box, because as you can see I have a little tiny desk here. Hopefully it will fit. Okay, so this is interesting. I guess they tried to do some eco-friendly packaging here. These are like, I suppose this is supposed to give some sort of protection to my printer. Hopefully they didn't damage it. But this is pretty clever. I don't know how effective this is. Okay, so let me dig a little deeper. Here it is. That beautiful looking printer. Now how do we dig this thing out? I got the bottom. I just need to move these things around a little bit so I can get a good grip of the printer. Yeah, there it is. Oh, this printer is very heavy. It's very heavy. I'm gonna set it down for a second. I do know that. Okay, yeah, great. Comes with ink. Okay, let me just make sure there's nothing in here that I have left over. Okay, so a little it says these little guys are made 100% recyclable and reusable paper. So they're talking about these. So I can put this guy back on. Christmas has came early to me. Oh, look at this beautiful thing. I mean, it looks like it's in a pretty good shape, not gonna lie. Now I'm gonna flip it over and then back up a little bit so that you can see. Now, I love these tape. You know what? I do not know how to access these two blue tapes here. Oh, I know what this is. I think if you put a CD on this, you can print on your CD. Okay, apparently I opened this. Okay, great. I see a couple of more tapes here. Right here, I have to remove these orange plasticky things out of the way. On the very top level, you have one panel that you can flip up. You grab the side, you flip up the secondary panel, and it stays in place. All right. This reminds me of a car. Piece of foam out of there. Okay, I believe this piece of tape right here is holding the print head module. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Okay, so there's this indicator where if I flip this, I'm in the print mode. But if I flip it over, then I can transport. Alright, so how do we close this top panel right here? Wait, am I tripping? How do you close the top? How do I? What the heck? How do you? Use the scanner unit's own weight to gently pull it down until it clicks or resets in place. Well, that's what I thought how you close this top unit, but I was just kind of skeptical because I didn't want to break anything, right? That's it. Okay, I'm plugging the power cord and I'm gonna press the power on button. I'm gonna press the power on button again. Oh, there we go. Well, okay, so the instructions said press it, but it was more like a hold. Let me flip it up so I can see it. Now how do I select? Is this touchscreen? Oh, it's touchscreen. Beautiful. Continue setup without app, because got my phone recording here. It says processing. Alright, so I do see some scratches right here on the plastic part of the screen. I mean, it's a renewed product, right? I'm not expecting it to be perfect. When filling the ink, make sure not to squeeze the ink bottle. Ink may splash. Also, make sure to match the color of the ink bottle and ink tank. Proceed. Information, make sure to fill the black ink tank with black ink. Proceed. I'm gonna open up the hood of my printer, and we're gonna come in here, fill up the ink. Now the first slot is for the pigment ink, right here. I'm gonna open up this little tab, blue tab right here. Twist this open. Doesn't smell like anything. Just gonna make sure that it goes down like that. Hearing the ink going down into the tank, and down here I can see my tank is slowly getting filled up. Alright, and it has reached the top mark of my tank. All I need to do is to pull this out. Okay, there's still a little bit of the ink in this, so I'm gonna keep this bottle. Twist it open. Now this smells like dye ink. Now I'm gonna close the top. Also gonna close the top unit. Proceed, 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 proceed. Press OK for 5 seconds. Okay. Make sure that all color inks are filled up to the upper level of the ink tanks. Initializing, please wait. Do not turn the power off until initialization is complete. This takes about 7 minutes. Great. I will see you after 7 minutes. Initialization is complete. Some ink is absorbed into the maintenance box. You may see some black parts on it, but it's normal. Proceed to the print adjustment. Align the printer to get the best print quality. Perform a print head nozzle check to check the print quality. This is pretty standard. Pull out the paper cassette for the paper you're loading. Interesting. So there's number 1. But I just pulled the whole thing out. What the heck? In the back here. Okay, so this is where I'm supposed to put my paper, no? Alright, so these are the plain, just printer letter size paper. Okay, close the paper guide. Make sure this is centered. The screen says select the size and the type of paper. US letter, that's right. Paper type plain paper, that's right. And then I'm gonna click print, see what happens. Alright, so this thing slides out automatically to catch the paper, I'm assuming. Oh, there we go. So it just took the first paper. Alright, let's take a look. We have pigment black, photo black, cayenne yellow, magenta, and gray. It says check the printed pattern and select the closest result. Nothing is interrupted, so we're gonna select circle. Alright, one thing I do want to do is to turn off the annoying beep sound. I found it. It is under settings, basic settings, sound, normal mode, button press. I'm gonna select off. For air tone, also off. Alright, now the printer is updating its firmware. What we want to do is to take these paper out and get ready to run some test prints. This is my bad right here. I did not know you can pull this whole bottom tray out to put in regular paper. Okay, so I this whole time I thought you had to put something in one, but I didn't even see. It just didn't make sense to me that I didn't know you could put this tray out. It keeps giving me this issue where my paper is out in the casket too, but I clearly have paper loaded in here. Maybe it's the height, I don't know. For now, I'm just gonna skip this process. That's why I dislike this automatic feeder tray so much, just for that specific reason. There's so many parts that can go wrong. I've never had any issues with feeding it from the rear feeder. That's my favorite thing. So yeah, we're gonna move on. All right, we are over here at my PC. As you can see, we're gonna look up the Epson ET8550 printer drive. I'm assuming that's the first thing that you need to do, is to install right here Windows 11. I'm gonna search right here, drivers and utilities combo package installer. I'm just gonna get this combo package right here, download, run it. Yes. Before you begin product setup, you need to let your operating system access your location. All right, next. Thank you for using this Epson product. This application sets up the product for the use of this computer. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Accept. Next. I finished filling the ink. Downloading printer drive. This is the most important thing that we need. If you're using wireless LAN, we recommend connecting this product right here. This is exactly what it is. Setup is in progress. Please wait. I guess. Install. All right, so over here, we're just gonna not print a test page. All right, this thing just came up. It says, thank you for choosing Epson product, blah, blah, blah. I do not want to do this thing, so ask me later. All right, so everything is finished. So as soon as you finish installing everything, you will be able to pull up this thing, which checks on your printer, the status, your ink level, and then you can look at the print queue. There's nothing there right now. These are 9 commanders that I'm planning on building in the future. We're gonna use these at test prints today. I'm gonna download the XML, and then I'm gonna take that over to proxy.com, import. All right, that looks beautiful to me.
The next day.
All right, so we got our PDF here. Let's open it up. It should be fairly similar. I'm thinking I'm just pressing print, select the printer, all the page size, actual size, custom size 100, page setup, portrait, auto center. Okay, all of these random things. Now what I want to do is, let me see. Oh, there we go. So if I click on properties, this is probably pretty important. I remember I selected premium glossy, right? Premium photo glossy. There we go. Quality probably high. Yeah, of course high. Of course color, paper source. All right here. Yeah, rear feeder. I wanted to know the color settings. Color correction automatic, custom, advanced. All right, there it is. That's what it is. Pretty similar to Mac. Okay, so at least under color control, this is what I'm familiar with, right? Epson Vivid, that's the color. Okay, so this is our school private community here. In here, people have tested multiple settings. That's why in early videos I said I will be referencing what people are saying in here. My guy Curtis came up with a lot of experiments and then refined kind of the settings in here. That's what I based my settings on too. Now, for the sake of testing, now I'm not gonna change any of the color right now. We're just gonna go with the default color setting and then see what it looks like, and then we can make changes later on. So I think I've gotten all the settings down. Let's review it real quick. Paper source, rear paper feeder, that's absolutely. Document size letter, that's what we're using. Portrait, paper type, premium photo glossy, that's right. Color, quality high, off. Okay, that seems that seemed good to me, and I would just press OK, and then I will press print. Okay, I can see the top of the print. Not gonna lie, looks pretty good. Yeah, this looks pretty good from what I can see, just a tiny bit on the top here. All right, this is the first ever print from this printer. Let's take a look. Okay, right off the bat, I just want to tell you that this is absolutely incredible. I can immediately tell the difference between all the colors, the saturation, the detail, the recreation of the color compared to my other printer. I don't have any complaints even with the default color. Now let me get a real card and I'm gonna see the size. And that's something I was a little bit worried about, is the size of the card. The stereo I just pulled the other day. I think we are right on the money. Yeah, that's it. I mean, we got it right. That's the exact size, minus the bleed edge.
The next day.
After more than 20 prints of messing with color, saturation, contrast, I finally came to a version that I like. I will share the screenshot of all of my settings, at least here on Windows. This is what you could exactly copy and use, give you what I think is a pretty good result in terms of color and saturation for both non-foil and foil. They share the same settings. How crazy is that? But yeah, after 20 something sheet, printed the same cards over and over and over. I don't even know what to do with the rest of these. Let me walk you through all the settings that I've changed. Right here, ET8550 properties. We just go in here. As you can see, I have two presets. One is for A4, another one's for letter. So depending on the paper size you're printing on, then I recommend you make two presets so it's easy to switch back and forth. So the only difference between these two presets will be the paper size. On this main page, now paper source, I selected rear paper feeder. That's my favorite way of feeding paper. Document size A4, of course. Paper type premium photo paper glossy. Color quality high. And that's all it is. And we move on to more options. Color correction right here. We go advanced. And under advanced, you want to go to color controls. Under color mode, you want to select Epson Vivid. Again, this is my personal taste for what I think it looks the best based on my result. You're in color circle, just go over to slide bar so you can see all of these colors. Brightness, I have it at 4, contrast at 6, saturation at 25, cayenne -4, magenta -6, yellow +2. Now this is my setting. All right, so press OK and OK here. Come back out. Before you print, you want to choose paper source by PDF page size. All right, so when you make your PDF, just make sure you make it to the actual size of your paper. If it's letter, then make your PDF as to letter size. And if it's A4, then make your PDF to A4 size. As far as for Mac, it's the same thing. I went ahead, downloaded the Adobe Acrobat, as you can see. Once you pull up the print page, number one, we want to choose paper source by PDF page size. Always have this selected, and then go down to page setup. Under here, again, select the size according to your size of paper. Scaling is 100. Once you make sure that, really for any printer, right? We want that to be selected for any printer. So okay, and then go over to printer. Now under the printer setting, this is where we dial in our color settings. So print option, right? Color matching is Epson color controls. Print setting, this is where we're dialing all the specific settings. So under basic, as you can see, rear paper feeder, premium photo paper glossy, color Epson Vivid, high quality, that's all standard. Come over here, advanced color setting, this is where we dial in, right? So brightness, I remember, is at 4, contrast is at 6, Saturation is at 25. Cyan is 4. Magenta is -6. Yellow is +2. All right, so make sure that's good. You press OK. Okay, something I realized while I was doing testing is under printer, some of the settings are not saved if you save your preset from this specific window from Adobe Acrobat. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go back. So I'm gonna come back to preview, just open any file, go to print. So this is my old way of doing this. In here, maybe I'll dial in my settings here. So I'm gonna change my paper size. I'm making a A4 preset. So change my size to A4. Now I wanna save this as a preset, A4. So override my old one. Okay, now I've saved that preset. What I wanna test out is if I come over here to go to printer, default setting, if I go to A4, right, let me check all my print setting. Okay, translated. Okay, everything is translated. All right, so if you want to make a preset, at least on Mac right now at the time of recording, you do want to make your preset with the Mac native preview app. So you open up any PDF with preview, go to print, dial in all of your settings here, and then make a preset here so your preset can save. Now these are my final thoughts on the Epson ET8550. Is it worth it? 100%. Okay, doesn't matter if you just started or you've been printing with a different lineup of Epson or different printer. This printer right here definitely kills in the printing result. I mean, the print quality is amazing. Now, if you have the budget to get it right away, then you will have no regret. I wouldn't have no regret if I got it first, but if you're like me, you had to wait for a little bit to get it, that works as well. Now, I bought the $200 budget printer. It still worked fine until I see this printer in action. Now, I will never go back down to the other printers ever again. So I want to show you these two places where you can find these printers for cheap. So I bought my as a certified renew printer. I was hoping that they still have stock for the 8550, but it does not seem like it. It's all gone right now. So I bought my printer refurbished here and for $200 cheaper than the original price, and it works fine. They did a couple of days ago. That's when I bought mine. Another place, it will be Amazon 5 day until the Prime Big Deal days. I am assuming that they will have printers on sale. So right now, ET8550. Now let's look at the price right now. So there's two versions of them on Amazon right now. Again, you don't need the 8550, the one that I have, the bigger one. There's no absolutely difference between the 8550 versus 8500, besides the fact that the 8550 prints larger prints with bigger paper. Okay, if you are only printing A4 letter sized, the 8500 will do the work. It's the same printer and actually smaller. In hindsight, I actually probably would prefer the ET8500 because it's just smaller, more compact. And the top of the line 8550 is going for $750 right now. Now, if I were you, I will be looking at the prices for the next week, at least when Amazon is doing its big Prime Deal day, right? You don't have to keep your Prime membership. You can get it to get the discount and then cancel. They actually gives you a free trial. I think if they give you a free trial, that's how I would have done it. But yeah, so these are probably the best two places to find printers that's guaranteed in working condition and it will work continuously.